All right, tonight, Tim from the Seneca Park Zoo is here. Hi, Tim. And
Hi, Tim.
Who's this?
This handsome guy is Othello, and Othello is a barred owl.
Barred owl.
So, where's this owl from? And would I be able to go out in the woods and find this guy out in the woods in New York State?
Actually, probably. Barred owls are found throughout a lot of North America. They're found anywhere where there's a lot of older trees, so healthy old-growth forests or very well-populated swamps. And there's plenty of those around the upstate New York area.
Excellent.
Why is it called a barred owl?
That's a really good question. Now, it's barred like B-A-R-R-E-D, like he has bars. And in fact, if you look, a lot of the patterns on his feathers here oftentimes will have bars or long, thin lines on them. And that actually helps a lot.
So I was going to shake your hand. You're tied to a leash on one end, but you're wearing a glove on the other. Hey, why are you wearing a glove?
That's a great question. It's for my safety and for his comfort.
Okay.
You might notice if you look closely, he's got these really long nails here. Those long nails are called talons, and he can use those to pierce the flesh of the prey he's trying to grab and to help to control them and rip them apart. And now I don't want to be a prey, and I certainly don't want to have my flesh pierced. So that's going to be much more comfortable for me and a lot comfortable for him.
Well, you mentioned prey. What does he eat in his natural habitat?
Oh, he's actually a pretty voracious hunter. He'll eat anything that's a little bit smaller than him. So a lot of times small mammals are fair game, especially squirrels and chipmunks or anything that's moving around at night like small field mice. But he might also eat larger things like sometimes small birds or even if food is scarce, bugs.
Wow. Now, are these guys awake only during the night?
That's a great question. Most owls are awake during the night, but it's not a rule. There are some daytime owls. Now, he is mostly nocturnal, but of all the owls in North America, he's actually the one who's most likely to be awake during the daytime as well. So he's the one who's best at competing for resources with other owls.
Okay.
How does he find his food at night?
Good
That's
question.
a great question, yeah. So if I can get him to turn over here for us, you might notice that he's got these really, really large eyes. Those large eyes have very large pupils, and they're great at absorbing any amount of light whatsoever. So even on a dark, pitch black night with no moon, he might be able to see something maybe a few hundred yards away moving around. He also has really incredible hearing, and his ears are kind of offset. So not only are his ears sensitive, but he can tell whether or not sound is coming from above him or below him to better find some prey.
So, I've heard about owl pellets. What is an owl pellet?
Well, an owl pellet is a great way for him to remove waste from his body. Now, we will oftentimes either use the bathroom or we'll sweat to get rid of waste, and he definitely does use the bathroom a lot, just like other birds do. But sometimes it's harder for him to spend a lot of energy to digest bones and hairs. So rather than trying to put lots of resources into that, maybe wasting energy, he instead just regurgitates it or throws it back up, slowly pushing it out into a nice solid pellet. Now, those owl pellets are really important because it helps scientists to determine what owls in the area might be eating.
We've actually done those in my class.
Oh yeah, those are really interesting.
What is his flight pattern? Does he fly, long distances?
Not usually. Sometimes he can fly long distances, especially when it's time to migrate or to move a little bit north or south in search of food. But mostly he's going to fly short distances. He perches high up in a tree using this great camouflage to blend in and avoid being spotted by his prey. And then once he's identified it, he'll zero in using his great depth perception, his great big eyes, and his hearing. And then he'll swoop as slow, slow, and quickly, I guess, as he can to try to grab on it. Yeah, both slow and quick.
Right? Are they going to live in one place their whole lives?
Not typically. They do spend a lot of time in one area, especially during breeding season when they might be laying eggs or having owlets or baby owls. But he might move around throughout his life to different areas, especially in search of food.
Cool.
Are barred owls endangered?
Barred owls are actually not endangered. In fact, as human populations have grown, they've been doing better and better.
Really?
Now, that's really good for them, but it's unfortunately a little more difficult for other sorts of owls. In fact, one owl called the spotted owl is endangered in lots of North America, and because they're moving into places where, with humans, they're actually outcompeting them for resources, and the spotted owl is becoming even harder to find.
So how can we as people living in North America here in upstate New York help these guys?
Well, there's lots of ways to help owls, especially the spotted owl, but barred owls as well. One great way is actually to try to discourage them from coming into our habitats. A lot of times, just like Othello here, they might become wing injured or fly into things that they don't know how to navigate, like windows or power lines or even sometimes automobiles. So if we're making sure there's not a lot of food for them in the area, if we're closing up our trash bins so we don't attract mice and other small prey animals for them, we can oftentimes help to prevent them from getting into harm's way.
Okay. Excellent. Very good. Thank you for bringing him in.
Thanks, Tim, for coming in.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Cool.
He's pretty handsome, yep.
Cool.
All right. If you want to know more about this animal and others like it, go to our website, homeworkhotline.org, and click on the videos and stay right there. We'll be back in a second.